Hello all you lovely people and welcome to another video of mine. In today's video, I'm going to be trying out this brand new title which is not even out. It's called AI Limit and this is the demo version of the game because obviously the game is not out. But I thought let's download the demo, try it out on the Lenovo Legion Go because there is a new driver version which just dropped in this month, that is the 25.1.1 update. So I have that downloaded. I side loaded this driver, and in case you don't know how to side load this version of the driver, I have a similar video on side loading the 24.12.1 driver. The process or the procedure is the same. So if you haven't already checked that video out, I will highly recommend that you do so and then come back to this driver version and this game. So what I've done now is, like all my videos go, I'm gonna start by sharing my AMD Adrenalin settings first, and then I'm gonna show you the in-game settings, and we're gonna play the game and see how this game performs with AFMF2. Now, Lenovo also dropped in the stock drivers. I haven't had the chance to try that out, but I intend to make a video on the stock drivers as well. So with the stock drivers now, you get AFMF2 in the stock drivers as well. So that's on my to-do list. I will make a video on that pretty soon. So kindly subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more Lenovo Legion Go related content. Now let's start with AMD Adrenalin settings. I do have Adrenalin set to image sharpening because I'm not using Radeon Super Resolution. I'm instead choosing to go along with Radeon Image Sharpening. I've noticed that this makes the image look sharper, and there are performance gains as well when you're using AMD Adrenalin and you're using AFMF2. So AFMF2 is obviously enabled. The search mode has been kept on high and the performance mode has been kept on quality. I generally go along with this because it gives me the best results. You can try to tweak it by changing it to performance as well out here. The performance will definitely improve, but the graphical fidelity will take a slight dip. I mostly choose to go along with Radeon anti-lag because when you work with any frame generation or upscalers, there seems to be some kind of an input lag. So to counter that, Radeon anti-lag does help out a bit. I'm not choosing to cap my FPS here, and if I wanted to, I could have used Radeon Chill, but I'm not putting in a peak or an idle FPS in this case, because I don't think that'll be needed for a game like this. As far as advanced settings go, the morphological anti-aliasing has been enabled, anisotropic filtering has been enabled and kept at 2x, texture filtering quality has been kept on performance, and surface format optimization has been enabled. As far as integer scaling goes, even that has been enabled and the scaling mode has been kept at full panel. In case you do not have this option, or if this option is grayed out, just go over to your display settings here, and from here you have to enable GPU scaling, then integer scaling, and also make sure that the scaling mode is full panel or you will have some scaling issues. And that is if you do not get the option in the previous screen that I showed you, then you can come to the display settings here. But let's get back into the game and let's launch this game now and check out the in-game settings of this game as well. Let's get into the graphical settings. So first of all, in display settings, there's hardly anything. So that's a bit weird. But let's get into the graphical settings. So this is the main stuff. So I've kept it on full screen mode because I obviously want to track the performance of the game through Legion Space's FPS counter. And for that, you have to keep the game in full screen mode. The resolution, I chose to go along with 1080p to start off with. As far as anti-aliasing goes, there are only a few options here: TAA, SMA, and FXAA. I'll choose to go along with TAA, that's temporal anti-aliasing. Now, surprisingly, there are no upscaling options yet. At least I think yet, because I'm sure when the game launches, there will be upscaling options like DLSS or AMD's FSR. Right now, none of those options are available. Motion blur, I generally keep it off because I don't like motion blur turned on in my games, and VSync is obviously off. This is the Legion Go after all. As far as the texture quality goes, I've kept it on medium. I've kept most of the settings on medium to begin with. So that's what I'm gonna play with. And in case you wanna tweak or you wanna change, you can try to do that as well. I have kept the contact shadows off for the time being, or I can even keep the contact shadows in probably low. Let's do that. Or they're only on and off options, so let's keep it on. Okay, so now that I've got these settings sorted as well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the Legion Space settings here, and since the game is on 1200p natively from within the game's display resolution, I'm going to choose to go along with 1600p here, and 144 Hz is what I will choose to go along with. The screen takes a bit of a time to normalize, but it generally does. TDP has been kept on performance mode. I think this should do the trick, and let's start tracking the performance. In case I see a dip here, if it goes way below 60, I'll then go back to 1200p from here in terms of display. But let's start with 1600p and then we can scale it down. Okay, so settings, for some weird reason, the screen has changed. That's weird. I have two screens now. That's really weird. I'll try to get this fixed and come back. Generally what happens is all you got to do is just hit that Alt tab and then come back. It should fix it. Generally. And yes, it did the trick. The screen resolution sometimes on Legion Go tends to get stuck. So if you face a similar problem, just do an Alt tab on your keyboard, come back to the game, and it should be fixed. Now it says that I'm getting around over 100 FPS. Wow. But of course the game has not started, so we can't take that as the legit FPS. The game is loading, and this is one of those Souls-like games which is going to come out, and there are a lot of them which are coming out. I made a video on Kazan the other day, and you guys seem to like that very much. I thank you for doing that. And this is a very similar looking game, at least in terms of the graphical options. As far as the looks of the game goes, it has that anime cel shaded kind of a look, which kind of reminds me of Kazan as well, the first Berserker Kazan. And yeah, the game looks brilliant, at least so far. Everything looks sharp. I'm still drawing out over 50 FPS, which on a small screen like Lenovo Legion's 8.8-inch screen should look fine. Now this is of course the cutscene, this is not the gameplay. We'll find out what it looks like and how it performs during the gameplay. But I think it should give me over 50 FPS. Yeah, there was a bit of a stutter there, but only initially. The game looks absolutely brilliant. And again, the way the game looks, except for the setting, obviously the setting is very different because this is a more futuristic setting, whereas the first Berserker Kazan had an ancient or a medieval setting. So the game's time periods are definitely different, but in terms of the way the game looks, the character, the animation type is what I mean, it looks pretty similar. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I've been able to draw out over 60 FPS now in these areas. So generally closed areas perform better than open areas in most games. So here, if I am able to draw out around 50 to 60 FPS, I'm sure I'm gonna see a dip when I go out in the open. At least that's what I'm assuming, because generally in most of the games, that's generally the trend. So we're already getting into the gameplay where I get to fight as well. Let's pick a few fights and see how this performs. Okay, let's confirm this. I didn't read any of that. Okay, I didn't do that bad. Alright, so far again, this game still giving me over 50 FPS, guys. Not bad. Not bad at all. So if we take the settings down, let's say if we take it down to low settings, I think it will still perform better. But what I want to try out is I want to go down to 1200p. So let's go over to 1200p and see how this performs. Some games, they have an issue with the display resolution. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit that Alt tab, come back, it should normalize. Give it some time. Yes, it has normalized. And now it says I'm getting 38, 50 FPS still. What's the kind of resolution? Okay, so this game, what's happening with this particular game, again, this is the demo version. It's kind of twitching in terms of the display. So this is the problem that I'm getting. Let's see if I can go up all the way to 1600p. Again, double screen. Now this is an issue. So what I will do in this case now is I'll head over to settings and I'll go to graphics settings and I'll change the full screen mode. I'll go into borderless mode. So that should fix it, hopefully, and I should still be able to track the performance. So now this is still 1600p. Let me show you that. That should fix the issue. Yeah, it does. So when you go over to borderless, it will fix the issue. 1600p, 144 Hz. I'm still able to draw out over 45, 50 FPS, which in my personal opinion is pretty good for a game which has just come out. I'm just used to, and I've consumed all my health bars. Oopsies. Unfortunately. But anyways, this game is looking absolutely brilliant and stunning, guys. Absolutely stunning. So now when I reduce the resolution and if I take it down again to 1200p, still at 144 Hz. Let's see what happens. When I make these game recordings on the Lenovo Legion Go, I have an option of editing out any issues that generally I run into, but I don't, because I just want to show you the way it is. So the game crashed and I had to go into my task manager and end the game there, but this is the demo version of the game. So of course I'm not going to hold it against them because this is not the full version. But what it made me do is come back to the game. I went into the settings and I went into the windowed mode. Why? Because what I want to try out now is I want to stop monitoring this. I'm still at 1600p, by the way. The display resolution is at 1600p. The in-game resolution is still at 1080p. So what I want to do now is I want to hit on that new game because I want to try this out with lossless scaling this time around. So let's just see how this performs with lossless scaling now. And this game looks beautiful. I'm sure you've seen the graphics now. You've seen how this game looks. Aesthetically, it's pretty nice. And I will give credit to the developers. The trailer also seems to paint a pretty picture about how this game looks. And of course, this game is a looker, in my personal opinion. I love these anime type games, and this is definitely one of them. So I'm going to hit on that lossless scaling button. In case you want to know about my lossless scaling settings, I have made so many videos. Please check out my video list. I'm not going to get into the settings of lossless scaling because this video will just become too long unnecessarily. So I have set hotkeys as far as lossless scaling goes, and I've kept it generally at 3x. And here, as you can see, yeah, with lossless scaling, there's a little bit of border artifacting and border ghosting that is pretty common with lossless scaling, but they've improved so much because they don't have any clipping issues now. Earlier in lossless scaling, when you pan the camera around like this, there were a lot of clipping issues where the head of the character would be completely clipped away. And you would notice the frames that are being inserted, and it was really bad and unplayable in my personal opinion, at least when you pan the camera around. But now that issue has gone away. The clipping portion has completely gone away. You still have artifacting and ghosting, but it's minimal. It's very playable, very enjoyable. Excuse me. So again, I am in 3 times frame generation right now, not x2 or x4. I chose to go along with x3. You can even choose x2, but I think x3 works pretty fine. And this is what I'm using right now. I'm getting over 80 FPS, guys. So this game is already performing way better than AFMF2 because please note again, 1600p. That's the display resolution. And things look sharp, guys. Lossless Scaling 3.0 is brilliant. Okay. So far, so good. I've been tracking well in terms of this game. So far, I'm happy with the performance, with my gaming performance, that is. And as far as the game's performance goes, it's doing a great job. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think looks better? AFMF2 or lossless scaling? I know the answer. My winner is lossless scaling 3.0 for sure, without a doubt. It looks so much better with lossless scaling. 1600p. I mean, this game looks so sharp that even if you connect it to an external monitor, it will still be a really, really good experience. Do I want to go there? Let's go there. Let's do something challenging, yeah? Oh, how do I dodge? And I'm dead. Wow. So this is why I don't play Souls-like games. But hey, the game is good and it performs well with lossless scaling 3.0. There's no doubt about it. With AFMF2, there were some glitches, but I'm sure they'll fix that. And obviously, there are no upscaling options from within the game like AMD's FSR, or if you were playing this obviously on a PC and on an NVIDIA graphical card, then you would probably have DLSS, not probably, you'll definitely have DLSS working for you as well. So in this case, none of those upscalers are there from within the game. It's just TAA and it looks really good, guys. Lossless scaling makes this game look really sharp, really nice. I'm at 1600p display resolution again. And please let me know what you think about this game. Are you excited about AI Limit? This game definitely shows promise. It looks great. It feels great. It's good to play. And there were no difficulty levels that I could choose. And I'm hoping and guessing that when the game finally comes out, there may be a difficulty level. If there is, then that'd be good, because people like me will also be able to enjoy these type of games, because I'm not very good at them, as you can clearly see. So what do you think about AI limit on the Lenovo Legion Go, and what would be your pick, lossless scaling or AFMF2? Please let me know in the comment section again, and I will see you lovely folks in my next video. As far as this one goes, it's a wrap for this one. And if you've liked the content, I would greatly appreciate it if you could hit that like and subscribe button, and also that bell icon in case you want to get notified with all my latest videos. Speaking of videos, I do make videos like this. These are my Lenovo Legion Go videos where I play various games on my Legion Go, and I talk about the game's performance on the Legion Go. And I also have game reviews. I have unboxing and reviews of items or products related to gaming. So if you want to become a part of my community, all you got to do is just hit that subscribe button. And if you want to buy me a coffee every month, you can join my channel for as low as $1 a month. Yeah, I would greatly appreciate it. And I thank you in advance for buying me a coffee every single month. And I'll see you lovely folks in my next video. Until that time, I'll say take care, stay safe, and may God bless you all.